So what is one of your favorite?
What do you got over there, Casey?
I don't know. I just kind of I like doing picks. That's part's fun.
All right. Well, what are you going to like after this NFL season's over?
Your history, man. You're good at history.
I mean, I might be good at it, but doesn't mean I really enjoy doing it. To be honest, I don't really.
Seems like you do.
I don't really want to go home and like do research on stuff. I like doing like when you weren't here. Me and Guy did the.
Greg or Guy, you can call me either or. Doesn't matter.
The news segments where I just grabbed a whole bunch of news segments and we just talked about that. And
but you also did research on those.
I did research on those, but it's like hitting a lot of different topics at once. It's not really focusing on one thing.
Yeah, and I suck because apparently I didn't do STEM, and I'm a big gorilla. It goes. That was just a joke. It wasn't anything to be personal. Ken, I literally, like every other thumbnail, I put a fucking artist beard on it. So
yeah. You're
allowed to poke at me a little bit, bro. Come on.
I thought his, laugh was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
It was
good. And remember when you showed it to me, I was like, about time Ken's starting to poke back at me. Come on.
So I do think that one of the problems right now is that I've been drinking, and now I'm like, I'm depressing myself.
Motherfucker, you haven't even finished one drink.
That's number 2. But I don't drink at all, ever. And I was just getting bored, so I wanted to have a drink.
Lightweight.
So why are you getting depressed? Because we're obviously like talking about funny things.
We're talking about our progression here.
I mean, I'm not really like one for reflecting on things anyways. Might be one of the mistakes I make throughout my entire life.
We were talking about our favorite episodes.
Yes.
And now we're in a depressive state? What the fuck are we going?
That's just the way...
Your favorite thing is NFL picks?
Before we even started it... I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You gotta know. What do you know? I don't understand. Help me understand.
You enjoyed the zombie thing.
Yeah, I like doing
You put a lot of research into that.
Actually, he came up with that in about 15 minutes, sitting right there in that chair.
I didn't put any research into it.
Yes, he just came up with that.
It's just things that I generally think of.
I watched it happen. I watched it happen. Okay. Literally about 15 minutes, right? You had like 3 pages, probably notes, probably.
Yeah.
So you like to come up with scenario topics?
I do like scenario topics.
That's right.
But
ladies and gentlemen out there, if you want us to do more zombie apocalypse scenario stuff.
Well, not even zombie apocalypse, in the event of.
Well, I mean, okay.
Because it could be more...
Okay, I did play around with that, name and the title and everything, and you said you hated it.
What did you have then?
No, the title should have been, for every single episode, should have started with zombie apocalypse. Not the... what was
it? In the event of.
In the event of. In the event of. In the event of is a problem to start out with. Like, if you want to put zombie apocalypse in the event of, that's fine. You're going to get hits.
But that does not make phonetic sense.
It doesn't matter if it makes sense.
Zombie apocalypse in every one of the...
Yes, because that's what people are going to look up.
Do you want to kill zombies? Seems like you really want to kill zombies.
Well, I want to kill a lot of things. But that's not the point of this subject. The subject is...
He totally baited you, man.
I don't care.
He totally did.
I walked right into it. He knew exactly what I was going to say before I said it.
Nope, he did.
Anyways, the real problem is that it's all clickbait. The title is part of the clickbait. If you put in the event of, nobody is looking up. Nobody in the world is looking up in the event of. People are looking up zombie apocalypse.
But I don't understand. You want zombie apocalypse in every one of them?
Yes. In every single title for that section should have been zombie apocalypse.
Are you going to be able to come up with different scenarios for zombie apocalypse every single time we do it?
I'm not talking about the next episodes that are coming up. I'm talking about those 3 episodes that were titled in the event of.
4 episodes.
There was zombie apocalypse
in the big one.
4 clips.
Right.
They weren't episodes, they were clips.
In the full episode, it was zombie apocalypse. That's why there's more hits on that video. The other ones are ones are in the event of, and they don't get any views because nobody's looking up in the event of.
I understand what you're saying, and as I told you, I was playing around with a title for a perspective series.
I'm not angry or anything. I'm just letting you know.
You sound kind of
I was going to say you're getting a little worked up on it.
Well, I got my ups and downs, but I'm drinking.
Seems like a depressive day for Ken. Christmas Eve for Ken. Fucking with Ken.
Anyway, as I told you, I understand what you're saying, but like I said, I was looking at more of a long-term kind of...
Well, you got to remember, we got to break it down into sections. So we're not doing like a full episode each week and that's it. So like he's breaking it down and then he's giving me an idea of what thumbnail I need to make, right? Because he clips it. So I can't do.
Forget about that. No, he's talking about the titles, and obviously, let's talk about that real quick. Obviously, you know, I need to work on improving titles. I've been trying to get a little bit better at it, and, you know, figure out what, you know.
The algorithm with the
well, it reflects on the algorithm, search engine, everything like that. But who really knows, you know, realistically, what is, you know, hit, what is missed, what keyword you need to put in there and everything, so on and so forth like
That's
that.
going to come down to research, really.
Well, that does not really research. It's just thinking of, based on the subject matter of this video, what is something somebody might look up?
Do you have any ideas? Are you good at that? Because he could use some feedback.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. If you got an idea for a title of video, let me know.
Let me know. I mean, you tell me what the video is, and I'll tell you what the title is.
You are here. You record the stuff. You know what we record.
Right.
You know what goes up.
Right. He doesn't know what.
So
he doesn't know what you.
After the videos, do you want me to tell you what I think the title should be?
I mean, I would take feedback. I'll take input for. I mean, I've been pretty open about all this. I'm like, hey, if you got an idea, man, let me know.
Do you call him like you call me?
Well, I mean,
when it comes to thumbnails, because maybe he needs more.
Well, I mean,
maybe we need more conference calls together.
Possibly, maybe that's something we can
maybe
to implement.
Maybe when you call me for the thumbnails, we'll all get together, and that could be a little implementation of what we need.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's a good idea. I like it.
3 brains are better than 2.
I mean, this video right here, even the whole thing, it should be like year in review.
We already had that.
Yeah, we already got that.
But that's basically it, because people would be looking.
But it's we're gonna have to come up with names for each segment.
The problem is he's editing, right? So he's cutting.
Right. So after I get everything cut, I typically do. This is the process. After I get everything cut up, I call him up and I'm like, all right, this is what I got for the cuts.
Right. And then at this point,
I
asked him what the main point was for each section. That way I can only have one image.
Right, and that's how I kind of like title it.
Right.
I mean, even if you just said part 1, part 2, and part 3, it's as long as
one's going to search part 1, part 2.
Yeah, but they're going to search for year in review, and they're going to continue. They're going to continue.
Are you talking about this
on that
video
subject matter.
in general? No, that's not how we do it.
No.
So say we do let's do the zombie apocalypse thing again. Right.
Yes, zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse, colon, and then you
part
can
2,
do
part 3.
Well, how we
even if you did that would have been better than in the event of.
But that's our segment.
I was playing around with a series title.
Yeah.
I got you.
Kind of like faves.
No, you don't, or else you wouldn't keep saying it.
Well, I know I'm right, so I'm not going to keep saying it.
Okay, stop saying it then.
Matter of opinion there. What we did with Zombie Apocalypse is he broke it down into segments because we release a video every day.
That's what we do with every week.
Every week, but I'm breaking it down for him so he understands a little bit.
Okay.
So, 1 was weapons, right? So, he told me, okay, this piece of the video that I broken down, that I cut and edited, is for tonight, and it's going to be for weapons. So that thumbnail is then going to be for weapons, and I got to come up with a creative title that then kind of pops out to people. You know what I mean? And then he's got to come up with a title for that each night. So then the next night we're going to do armor, because we talked about armor there too, and then survival kits, and then advanced survival kits, and then by the time Friday rolls around, we're going to do the whole full episode, and then I got to come up with a thumbnail for that as well. That's how we've been doing.
There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes, I think, than you realize.
Then it should have been. I'm just being as simple as possible. Zombie apocalypse, weapons. Zombie apocalypse, survival kits. You know what I mean? The tagline that people are going to look up and search is either zombie or apocalypse.
But he's got 150 characters to work with.
No, 50.
50 characters.
But all of those fit into that. So that's
and even if you put a part 1, a part 2, or a part 3, if you put in the thumbnail weapons, if you put in the thumbnail...
well, I don't think the thumbnail is really the problem. It's we need to work on the description. We need to get keywords in the description.
No. I mean, title and description, yeah. But, I mean, like I said, at the same point in time, it's...
We're working on it.
Trying to figure it out as we go, man.
I got you.
You think I'm going to fucking have all this goddamn shit figured out in goddamn fucking 4 months?
No.
Hey, there's been times where he called me and was like, I got an idea for what you can put on the thumbnail. So, like...
That's it. That's all it takes.
So we're going to all do a conference call.
Usually on Sundays.
It's usually on Sundays, and then he calls me usually on, like, Tuesday. For the rest.
Well, I'm going to...
That's how it's usually been.
Right. I mean, here lately. But I'm going to try and just have everything at least clipped and an idea of what we are going to have going on Sunday. But
I think it's a great idea for all three of us to be in a conference call. That way everybody's on the same page. Even if you aren't necessarily the one creating the thing, you have an idea of what's going on.
yeah, and on top of that, other input.
Right.
I've been saying since we started this, hey, you got some ideas, man, let me know.